Chris, congrats, man. Lightyear was an absolute blast. We loved it.
Thanks, man.
Buzz was Andy's favorite toy from his favorite movie, This Is That Movie. Do you remember when you were a kid, like your first favorite toy?
I did. I had a favorite stuffed animal. And it wasn't even until later that I realized that it wasn't individual to me. It was a stuffed dog called Lemut. Like he had a tag on his butt that said Lemut, like L-E-M-U-T-T. And it was this kind of shaggy white dog that I just loved dearly. And then later on in life, I started seeing it in other, social media. I was like, oh, I guess they made a bunch of these things. But that certainly was my favorite.
Lemut gets a very different movie, I think, yeah.
Yeah, Lemut doesn't have the same, edge that Lightyear does it?
Yeah, the movie really hits a whole new stride when Socks comes into the movie. Peter voices Socks, this sentient robot cat. Lightyear and Socks have a great relationship. I loved when you were working with Peter on this movie, did you learn from him as he's a Pixar veteran, or did you crack up a bunch because he's pretty funny?
Well, unfortunately, you don't really work with anybody. You're in your own booth. I only met him yesterday at the premiere, yeah.
Wow.
So when you're doing these films, you're alone in a sound booth, and you have you and the director, and so you're working with him. But I mean, I met Kiki yesterday for the first time. Most of these actors, James Brolin, I met them all yesterday at the premiere for the first time.
That's unbelievable, and it's so seamless.
Good.
Wow, that's nice. James Brolin told me this morning that they didn't really give him all the story up front. They kept some secrets from him. For you, I know you've done Marvel, you've experienced that. Did they give this to you all up front? Was there some secrecy to it, like, hey, don't say this or don't learn this until later?
No, they gave me the whole thing, but it certainly went under a lot of changes. I mean, I don't want to share too much because I don't want to kind of, show how the sausage is made, but certainly the original script is very different from what the final product was.
Wow, interesting. Is this? Do you think this is the start of a new franchise? Because there's Star Wars, Toy Story characters we could pull from, like the same way we pull from comic book characters now. Are you ready to ride this out for a while?
Sure. I mean, listen, anything to keep me in like the Disney Pixar family, I'll do it.
I love that, man. And Buzz goes on a journey of like self-discovery here. I love, like, in your opinion, what kind of Buzz do we meet? Because it does so much to inform us on the personality of the toy.
Sure. Well, I think anytime someone has to have a little fall from grace and kind of accept responsibility for mistakes and in that acceptance recognize that you don't have to be defined by those mistakes, and that's what allows growth. So you meet a Buzz in the beginning who is determined and a leader, and the reason we all love him, but you also get to see him metabolize some humility into some growth.
Did you identify the moments that were like, oh, this is the thing from that first Toy Story where he says he can fly, stuff like that?
Anytime there's a little moment where, you say, you're mocking me, any sort of little nod or wink to the old movies, it was fun and exciting to say, but also a little terrifying.
I bet. Well, hey, you nailed it, man. Before I go, I have to ask, I'm sure you're going to get this all day, but I hope you can do this all day. There's been rumors that there might be more Cap in your future. I personally think the story of returning the Infinity Stones could be
that seems to be something people would like to see. I don't want to disappoint anybody, but I just don't know if, it's tough to, it was such a good run, and I am so happy with it, and it's so precious to me. It would have to be perfect.
It's got to be scary to think about.
And it just would be scary to, rattle something that is, again, so dear to me, and that role means so much to me. So to revisit it would be a tall order.